So I think we are live now. Just a second before we start, let me check if everything is working properly. क्या टूट गया? टूट क्या रहा? So hello students and welcome back to BankExamsToday.com. Just give me a moment before we can start. My name is Ramandeep Singh and today I'm going to teach. Right. So give me a moment before we can start. Yeah, everything is working properly. A lot of students are live. So students, today I'm going to teach you how to read the RBI circulars. Basically, I'm going to provide you the PDF, not the PDF, the analysis. So let's start the today's session. It's going to be really short. I'm not going to take much of your time. My name is Ramandeep Singh. Please remember my name, right? So 9067201000, that is my WhatsApp number. Okay. If there is any doubt, any problem regarding this exam, you can WhatsApp me anytime anyway. Okay. So before reading these circulars, मेरे कोट का बटन टूट गया यार. Sorry. So before reading these circulars, right? The one thing that you need to do, start reading newspaper. If you are not reading a newspaper, it would be very difficult for you to understand these circulars. If you don't know what is an NBFC, if you don't know the powers of RBI, if you don't know what is a priority sector lending, you won't be able to understand the language that has been used in that RBI circulars. If you don't know the basics of finance, if you don't even know what are derivatives, what is a call option, what is a put option, then it won't be possible for you to understand the language of these circulars. Basically, the RBI is basically, these circulars regulates the banks, the NBFCs. So to understand these, the language of these circulars, first of all, start reading a newspaper. If you're not reading a newspaper, it would be very difficult for you. As a beginner, you can start with Indian Express. I mean, that's my personal favorite. I read this newspaper till now because I'm not going to appear for the exam, and I enjoy reading this newspaper. A lot of amazing people write for this newspaper, right? A lot of amazing people, the government officials, even Javed Akhtar. I mean, a lot of good, amazing people are around India. They write for this Indian Express. And my next favorite newspaper is the Business Standard. If it is available, the Business Standard, that's an amazing newspaper. If you're preparing for this exam, go for Business Standard. Anyway, whatever the important circular of RBI, it is itself, that is also, is published on these newspaper as a news. No in-depth analysis is provided in the newspapers regarding any international report, regarding the union budget, regarding the economic survey, regarding any circular, but still you get to know that this is what I need to read. If there is anything about RBI in the newspaper, in the Indian Express, that's where I get to know. Even though I read that RBI's official website every day, but that's how I get the information. That's where I get the information, right? So that's really important. Indian Express and Business Standard, right? That's really important. And then learn the basics of economics and finance. If you are reading these newspapers every day, I mean, you'll get the basic understanding. You'll get the basic understanding of the basic information. You'll get the basic knowledge, right? So that's really important. Okay. That's really important. You need to learn the basics of finance. I mean, ask your doubts in the super chat. Anyway, I'm answering you. Learn the basics of finance. Learn the basics of economy. Really important. And if you want to learn more about the banking awareness, basics, I'll provide you the link in the description. There you can read how to you can read the banking awareness study material that is available in that description, right? Once I end this live stream, I'll provide the link and I'll pin that particular comment. And we have the complete FM course which is part of RBI grade B. By using that course, you can understand the basics of finance as well as the economy. So students, we have that before starting the session, we have RBI grade B 2020 course in which we are providing daily video classes. I'm providing RBI grade B GK digest, which is a monthly compilation of RBI circulars, Yojana, Kurukshetra, PIB, current affairs, banking awareness, financial awareness. Everything is part of this RBI grade B 2020 course. So everything is part of the course. The test series worksheets. Go to BankExamsToday.com or install the BankExamsToday mobile application. Now I think it's time to move on to the Google, right? So just do one thing. Go to Google and search for Bank Exams Today. Okay, just search for Bank Exams Today or bank, whatever you want to. And the first page would be like this one, that Bank Exams Today, RBI, NABARD, whatever. And on the right hand sidebar, if you are searching on your mobile, this sidebar is at the bottom, right? So click important RBI circulars, just click this page, and I have prepared this page for you. This complete page, I have made this page for you. So December, November, October, September, August, July, up to July I am doing this. If you want to read any of these circulars, just click this and the complete analysis of that circular would be available in a very, very easy language. For example, this one, the cabinet approved the partial credit guarantee scheme. The NBFCs, they are selling right now they are facing the difficulties in selling their assets. What are the assets of NBFCs? Their assets are the loans that they have provided to the general public, to their borrowers, right? So what NBFCs are doing, they are pooling those loans and selling it to the financial institutions. So as a financial institution and banks were not buying the assets of NBFCs, there was asset liability mismatch, right? So our government is providing the guarantee. Okay. The government is providing the guarantee, and I have explained it here. For the first loss up to 10% of the fair value of the asset purchased by the bank, that is the guarantee provided, and government is not doing anything for free. The government is charging money, 0.25 I think. The government is charging that money, right? So really important. It is a one-time partial guarantee scheme. It will be remain open till 30th of June 2020 or date by which 1 lakh crore of assets are get purchased by banks or whichever is earlier, right? Asset pooled must be rated BBB plus, and really important, right? So this is what it is, right? I have explained everything in a very simple language, and the question which I felt like is important, I have given that question along with the answers, right? The answer is bold here. Okay. RBI grade B exam कब होगा अभी? Next year in the month of September or October, but you should start your preparations right now. RRB scale 3 का safe score I don't really know. Trust me, I don't know. I mean it varies state wise. I don't know. RBI tightens the norm for the ARC. ARC में क्या हुआ कि यार simple. It is a really simple notification actually. The asset reconstruction companies. That's a good example. For example, if the asset reconstruction company is sponsored by a bank or a financial institution, for example, ARCIL is sponsored by SBI, ICICI, PNB, the ARCIL cannot buy the stressed assets of its sponsored banks like SBI, ICICI, PNB and IDBI. So that's really important. And then even lenders and asset reconstruction company cannot buy the stress assets of its lenders, subscribers, entity or sponsor. So really important. I have mentioned this question here, right? And then the fifth, bi-monthly monetary policy. If there is any change, I have explained it very beautifully here. Policy rates are unchanged, but the GDP growth rate numbers are down, right? That was important for that, it was 5%, so which is really bad, right? For that urban cooperative banks, that circular was out. The urban cooperative banks are now under the big urban cooperative banks are now under uh, uh, this was a circular. UCB, the urban cooperative bank with asset of 500 crore rupee and above, would be under central repository information on large credit. So what is central repository information on large credit? As of now, only the banks were under this central repository of information. Whatever that big loans or whatever the information about the big lenders, the big borrowers from the bank, they need to share information about that with that RBI using this using this comprehensive, the central repository information on credit, large credits. But now the urban cooperative banks whose asset size is more than 500 crore, they need to share the same information with the RBI. That's what the circular is. It's a long circular, difficult to understand, but if somebody is teaching you, that's really, really easy. So DHFL is in itself a case study. The DHFL is in itself a case study. बहुत अच्छी case study है. RBI took over it, right, and now filed for the bankruptcy. That's what it is. Okay, there was asset liability mismanagement. There was an advisory committee, but I don't think there is much to know about this. If you want to, there was a an administrator who superseded the DHFL board. His name was R. Subramania Kumar. So that's all it was about. It was in the news. I don't think that if you're reading a newspaper, if you are active online, you might have heard about the DHFL and the Yes Bank scenarios, right? The RBI circulars are actually very easy according to me. So NEFT facilities are available 24/7 now onwards. NEFT की सारी facilities, they are available 24/7 onwards. And the existing discipline for crediting beneficiary account or returning the transaction within 2 hours of settlement of the respective batch to the originating bank will continue, right? So it is in the batches. That 2 hours of window that was there in that in the past, 2 hours window would be there as well. So nothing much changed, but only the 24/7 base. It is available on 24/7 basis. Okay, and there was a penalty on Andhra Bank. लगती रहती है banks पे, तो इतना कुछ है नहीं for 25 lakhs because there was a KYC norm, which was not followed. So please read this article. Really, really important. The penalty has been imposed for the non-compliance with the certain provisions issued by the RBI on KYC, AML on that opening of current account without proper KYC done. So yes, for the interviews, these topics are really, really important on why that it was done, and you can read these circulars on the official website. And yes, many of the students avoid these circulars. If there is any penalty on a bank, you should know that. On the basis of which particular norm, or this was a prudential norm, and in that Andhra Bank it was about the current accounts. So that is really, really important. The prudential norms on income recognition, asset classification was not followed. Divergence in the NPA account, this is really, really important topic. Student, if you are preparing for the RBI grade B interviews, the divergence in NPA account is in itself a very, very important. कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है, आंसर करते हैं. चलो सर, इट इज नॉट स्टेट वाइज. Aditya Jamwal, we are discussing RBI grade, RBI circulars, not the cutoffs. I'm not the best person to guide you on cutoffs. I'm not the best person, right? I'm a teacher. Clearly written in RRB notification. Will next year RBI notification? Obviously, Rupika, RBI grade B notification will come. Many students said that, many people said that RBI assistant notification won't be out. But we were the one who released that RBI assistant this course like few weeks back, right? Few months back, actually 3 months back, I released this course because I knew that the notification would be out, and I think 926 vacancies are there. So don't worry about that. एंड आदित्य जम्वाल, आपको आंसर नहीं मिला तो आप गालियां निकालना शुरू कर रहे हो. वाओ. सो हाइड दिस यूजर ऑन द चैनल. आपका नंबर है मेरे पास. So anyway, I'll call you. फोन पे बात करूंगा, चलो छोड़ो. November 2019 RBI reorganizes. So basically that was for the December 2019. I hope you liked the way I taught you these circulars. I mean, basically I'm not teaching you, because I'm just summarizing you. All the circulars can be explained in like a 3 or 4 line, most of the circulars, except some of that circulars which need to be done in depth. There are a lot of such circulars. You can go to that RBI's official website. That's what I do on a regular basis. So if you go to the RBI's official website, there are certain circulars that you need to go in depth, right? So if you read this 2019 all months, right, there are certain circulars which you need to do in depth. Out of them, I would say, give me a minute. Yeah, the guidelines on the compensation of whole-time directors, that was like a big circular, right? So these circulars, it takes time. Otherwise, most of the circulars, they can be explained within like a minute, right? So I'm trying to cover up all the circulars now onwards for the RBI Grade B 2020 exam. No need to go through. I won't say no need to go through RBI's official website, because that would be a lie. If you want to go through, that's your take. For the revision, read this page. I mean, I'm going to cover all the RBI circulars in an easy language. I mean, check this. That's an easiest way that I can explain that whole circular. I mean, I'm doing that. I'm giving my level best. What I mean, jitna bhi, I mean, I'm trying to give my best. Actually, that's it, right? So I hope you are able to understand that today's lecture, and if there is any doubt anyway, you can WhatsApp me. So RBI Grade B 2020 course is available on BankExamsToday.com. And yes, this important list that we are preparing for you. Important RBI circulars, government schemes, India's rank and indices, appointments, important days, MOUs, banking terms, sports obituaries, bank brand ambassadors, everything, right? So all these lists are available. So that's all for today. Everything is available in a very systematic manner. Follow me on Telegram. The link is available in the description. So that's all for today, students. Thank you and have a very nice day. Bye.